Beats for the street.
Saved and surrendered. I trust you when it's good, I trust you when it's bad. What I look like sitting around trying to be sad, this too shall pass. It all happens so fast, I know this pain ain't gonna last. This too shall pass. Satan getting on my nerves. Hey, literally, stop messing with my nerves. I know you heard, man, it messed up my face. Hey, but it ain't messing my faith. Boy, as I step up to play, that step of greatness, so I gotta be great. I lift my hands up to the Lord when I wait. You see these tears on my face, the doctor said it probably happened to stress. Nah, my father said I gave your family rest. Yes, and I ain't deaf, I heard it clear in my ear. Hey, saying, Brian, be still, just chill. See, I learned on this journey not to question you. Thy kingdom come, that will be done until I'm next to you. 2 steps ahead of me, beginning and ending. I said, prepare me for this heavenly wedding until I'm ready. Look, hey, it was good that your servant went through affliction. You showed me how to trust you when to listen. Now listen, I trust you when it's good, I trust you when it's bad. What I look like sitting around trying to be sad, this too shall pass. Hey, it all happened so fast. I know this pain ain't gonna last, man, this too shall pass. Don't let my enemies have the last laugh. I know they love to see me crumble and crash. Man, this too shall pass. You took my sins, threw my sins in the trash. Hey, Jesus, I do all that you ask. This too shall pass. Lord, help me renew my strength. Walking, I be weary. Running, I be faint. Mount me up with wings, let me fly like the eagles fly. I need you by my side, Lord, you never leave my side. Hey, Holy Spirit, I'm adoring you. Fill me up, cause I need less of me and more of you. When Jesus walk in, the demons walk out. I learn to die daily, so I pull my cross out. Look, it costs everything for me to get this oil. You see the ones who says they love me with disloyal, man. Soften the soil of my heart and plant a seed in it. You know the secrets that you keep, yet you still keeping it. Hey, unbelievers here will never read the Bible. Be everything that they need to see through testing in the trials. It was good that your servant went through affliction. You showed us how to truly trust and listen. Now we listen. I trust you when it's good, I trust you when it's bad. What I look like sitting around trying to be sad, man, this too shall pass. Said it all happened so fast. I know this pain ain't gonna last, man, this too shall pass. Don't let my enemies have the last laugh. I know they love to see me crumble and crash. Man, this too shall pass. You took my sins, threw my sins in the trash. And Jesus, I do all that you ask. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass.
I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out. I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I got them locked up, like Cameroon in here. Seated in heavenly places. Whoa, calling the shots in here. I want it all. I want the healing and all. I want the blessings and all. Get out of my throne. Yeah, I got the principality shook. When I pull up to the scene, I got the book of look, and I'm strapped. Ayy, 10:19. Whoa, Ephesians. Ayy, 6:13. Whoa, I'm at the flex. Ayy, yeah, wash me clean. Bill, check, check. Breastplate, check. Go, shoes, check. Strap, shield, check. Helmet, check. Yeah, swerve, check. Yeah, spirit, check. Go, hold on, let's go. I got the swerve on me. I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out. I'm about to purge it out. I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I gotta clear it out so I can rep the name that God placed upon me. Watch the way that God changed the game, cause he made the game like he worked for Sony. Every day I approach temptation like a Power Ranger with this armor on me. That's the only way that I remain blameless, cause I'm too dangerous when he call up on me. I got new intentions, check. Time to do the mission, check. Making new decisions, check. Now I'm too forgiving, that's a bet. I can see through every lie that the devil tell me, so I won't ever go for that. And I know God ain't gon' ever fail me, so I ain't never going back to life. Bell, check, check. Breastplate, check. Up, shoes, check. Strap, shield, check. Helmet, check. Yeah. Swerve, check. Yeah. Spirit, check. Go, hold up, let's go. I got the swerve on me, I got the word on me. I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out. I gotta, I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I remember days I was tripping, I remember days I was slipping. I remember days I was still caught up in the system. Look, I had to break out the cage, I had to find a way, I had to get down to pray. I ain't no prey, I am alive today. I make them run away. All of my prayers gon' go, all of my angels gon' go. I got the armor on, cover from head to toe. I got the spirit on me, I'm about to put on the show. I'm about to flex like Christ, make them a spectacle. Let's go.
We gon' purge all these demons out. We in the end time. I see your trick. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh Ba Shema Masha Ya Yasa. Abanawa Allah. I vow to live for you. I need a fast. I'm about to make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling on commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to part from me. Plead the blow, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to part from me. We in the spiritual war. Messiah's right at the door. We in the end time, yeah, for sure. It's really time to shop them swords. Who gon' receive the spiritual power? I'm gon' send it down like a shower. All in that lamp, candles lit. He gon' destroy this in an hour. I told Satan, get thee behind me. I'm in that secret place, he can't find me. Sending them demons at me, get around me. Open that ocean out, but he can't drown me. Who really living and walking the world? The fire's coming, what you ain't heard. That fire's coming, you about to burn. He's sending them prophets, you don't wanna learn. I vow to live for you. I vow wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you go, say I vow to live for you. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you go. I need a fast. I'm about to make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling on commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to depart from me. Plead the blow, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to depart from me.
Spend so much time getting this money, never realized them the faces of slave owners. Niggas a snake on you, he got shot in the face over slave owners. White people smile in my face, they the children of slave owners. They all fake, I hate them all, stole our history straight from us. Buying designer clothes from families traced back to slave owners. The Jewish man a bitch, they bought the land so we can't own it. They ain't get bought to slavery on no ships, like we ain't noticed. Deuteronomy 28, explain us leaving Cape Coast. Straight folks, they stole our name and our history straight from us. King James was black and Christ was too. Man, they straight bogus, but playing with the chosen's roulette while it's loaded. I pray your day is closer, like bang, blow your brains open. The goal is keep us slaves with the paper. Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make them haters. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
They put demons all in our face, rose up idols all in our state, destroyed our mind with all of they Tylenol and they piling on what they hate. Now we dying so they've raised to teach us lies with all that they say. That goes from schools to the media, designed to change the way you think and the way you pray, the words you speak and the money you pay for the things you get and the people don't know. So we marry their kids and we change our goals and the things don't grow when the kids get rich. Lose that money and the wife and kids and they start back over. This a trap for show, then they sell you music by the trap life. Seem like living in the trap life though. We don't get paid from the money they grow. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. Sometimes I really wanna holler at my bro. Tell them that we've been played on the low. We still slaves and they still own. We still slaves and they still own us.
The goal is keep us slaves with the paper.
Us.
Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make. If we teach
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps cause they trying to see us gone, but we walking through the fire just like Daniel and his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east as a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the Zad, Nakim, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the Zad, Nakim, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Man, the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shook the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrived. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. We trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim.
To put the children to sleep. Grab your strong drink. It's Wild Out Wednesday. It's time to put the children to sleep. Grab your strong drink. It's Wild Out Wednesday.
You on mute? You on mute that one?
Every time, I swear it don't never fail. But that's right though. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Lahaj, Shara, Shabbat. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Hey, shalom to all of y'all, and shalom to my brothers up here on the panel with me. My brother Shemaiah, my brother Yakimya, Adawan. Hey, shalom to both of y'all.
Shalom, shalom, everyone.
You're on mute now.
Shalom, shalom. I'm up here pointing at you and I'm on mute. That's crazy.
It's all right.
I believe that's what Judah talking about. He over there laughing and whatnot.
Is he?
How y'all brothers doing?
Enduring. Oh yeah, he said
same thing, enduring that one.
Yeah, that's it. In fact, yo, that's what we getting into in tonight's class. Hey, I'm not gonna so much talk about that enduring that Captain Shaquata had hit on. You know, we getting it from a different angle, man. But nonetheless, it's all enduring.
That's right.
Adawan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm making it. Enduring, like you said, I'm enduring. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. So, I'm Yahweh, right? We got the brother Shemaiah, we got Captain Yakimya, you know, mighty brothers, hey, pushing this word, man. You know, you'll see, hey, it's only really a select handful that's really truthfully trying to push this word, man. That's doing it in sincerity and truth. Hey, yo, these some good brothers right here. But real quick, also, I did want to just give everybody a quick shout out about the debate. We got a debate coming. If y'all tuned in, what was that, a couple weeks ago when Captain Yonatan was debating on some cats from the Philippines, some brothers from the Philippines. You know, they had the debate. We are going to be having another debate. It should be this weekend. It'll be either the morning, or I don't want to say the evening of the Shabbat, because that'll actually be the next day. That'll be the so-called first day, so that'll be so-called Sunday actually, but Saturday evening, or it'll be Sunday evening when we do it. And that debate, you know, we're going to be going over, is Christ equal to the Father? It's going to be a good debate. Definitely tune in for that. Have your Bibles ready to mark those swords up. You know, some precepts may get brought out that you may not have yet. But anyway, so we got to debunk all of that and get our people, pull our people up out of sin, right? Because you know, that's a salvation issue, right? So we're gonna be dealing with that. Brothers, want to say anything?
Just all praise to the Most High God of Israel, man. Call it
all praise. Hey, it's been a minute since I've been on, so I'm thankful that Captain Yahweh and the mighty Shemaiah let me come back on.
I don't want no thanks needed. Hey, the pleasure is mine.
Oh, praises. Love working with you, brother.
So with that, yo, while our Wednesday, we got to get that ass of the week, right? Let's go ahead and get the ass of the week. So y'all may have heard, you may not have heard about the dum-dums that went on national TV talking about they stamps. Y'all heard about that? Okay. So we definitely go get this. This right here is just ridiculous. So these two dum-dums went on national TV. Talking about they stamps. So we got to get them the donkey of the week.
Donkey. donkey.
They get it 3 times. All right. So I'm gonna let this rock. Let y'all see this.
Well, we got to start with our big story at 9. Food share fraud. 2 Milwaukee women are charged with trafficking food share benefits.
And the crucial tip came from them on the TV show Judy Justice. Our Sam Kramer joins us now from the newsroom. And Sam, this case wasn't even why they were on the show in the first place.
The 2021 taping was for a civil lawsuit brought over the repossession of a car. Now both women are facing felonies thanks to a reality TV show.
Case 1059, Elam versus Weems.
Thank you. It starts on the set of a TV show and ends with 2 Milwaukee women facing criminal charges because of this.
And Miss Weems was buying stamps and
buying what?
Buying food stamps.
She was buying food stamps from whom?
From everybody, me included.
Javela Elam's admission caught longtime TV judge Judy Scheinlin's attention.
Hold on, but did y'all see old girl's face like when she first started talking about it? She was like, "What did you shut the up? What are you doing right now?"
Yeah, she did have that look on her face, like
right.
That Judge Judy, but
hold on, y'all
show
gotta watch
that
this
streams
though.
online. Katrina Weems appeared to out herself.
I actually, I give. I'm just a person that helps everybody.
Now, you know the saying that the police tell you, they say, anything you say can and will be used against you. Now, this dumb, she comes out like, yeah, I was doing it. I just be trying to help people. Like that was going to erase the fact that she's buying or selling food stamps, right? It's like, you idiot. They don't care that you talking about you trying to help people. They finna lock your black ass up.
I just buy them because they be needing the money. So
what was that, Adam one?
Yeah, she forgot she was in actual court. She thought she was in hood, get that hood response. I'm doing a good deed,
Look at the judge's facial expression though. It's like, man, our people can't be this dumb. Boy.
I buy a lot of food.
But as Milwaukee County Prosecutor Nick Heitman points out, there's a lot more evidence than an episode.
This is a unique set of circumstances.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services manages the state's food share program. It helps families in need pay for food through an electronic bank transfer card similar to a debit card. According to the complaint, Weems had access to 16 different cards, but only should have had one. And when investigators went to stores like this Pick and Save in...
Yo, she was hustling. She had 16 cards. 16. Hey, she was, man, I ain't mad at her. Hey, get it how you get it. What what the Bible says? It said the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Not saying she righteous, because she ain't no way righteous. But I'm gonna let this play out.
Glendale to check that the benefits were used properly. Surveillance shows that's Weems checking out with someone else's card.
Fraud.
And so now they got these cameras everywhere, set up at every checkout, self-checkout stand, right? And if y'all really pay attention to what is going on in the world right now, they are really trying to eliminate the middleman. They're trying to do away with the bottom part of society. All right. So now when you go into the stores, I don't know about y'all, but when I go into the store, they may have 2 actual physical people working the cash register. Right. Or when I go into Walmart, some stores is different. Or if I go into some of the food supermarkets, it's pretty much the same thing. They have 2 actual physical people standing behind the line, checking people out, and then they got all these self-checkout stands. So they trying to get rid of the worker. There ain't gonna be no jobs pretty soon here. They have AI, they have technology taking over everything. Someone sent me a TikTok that had it was a life-size robot in the grocery store shopping. Straight up. I wish I had the clip. I would have shot it to Knock so he could bring it up. But a life-size robot grocery shopping. So you know how they have all of the, what's that app where you can go online or hit the app and do the shopping and they'll go and shop for you and bring it to you? Instacart. So you know how they have the Instacart, right? And so, you know, basically you got a lot of people who don't want actual, you know, check-in jobs where they got to go punch a time clock. They like to be on their own schedule, on their own workflow. So you got the Instacart, you got the Ubers, you got the Lyfts, you got all these other different apps that make it possible to where people can go out there and get money. And that's why I always say nowadays, if a person is broke and don't got no money, hey, you broke on purpose. You broke on your own, because there's too many ways to get out here and get legal money nowadays. You just don't want to work. But anyhow, all that being said, so they've got these apps, but now you've got AI, you've got these robots that's taking over to where now they're not even going to have to deal with actual people anymore. You're going to have these robots or these machines that are going to be able to do the jobs. So what is that going to cut out? That's going to cut out the lower class from being able to get money. So now we already are dealing in an inflated society, dealing with inflation because they printed too much money, right? So because of all that printing of the money, you had inflation. So now you see where you got a carton of eggs that's going for, you know, $12, which makes no sense. But you're cutting out jobs from the lower class. So what are they going to do? How are they going to be able to get money? So now out here in California, especially where the cost of living is ridiculous, and you have 3-4 households living in, or 3-4 families living in one household just to get by, just to maintain. You know, I was out in Oakland the other day and just driving up and down the streets to see all of the homeless camps, to see all of the homeless, and not all of them is just homeless because they're on dope or whatnot, but some of them is homeless just because they lost their homes and they couldn't afford to pay the rent. The cost of living is constantly going up, but you don't see the increase in wages. And then the jobs that they do have where brothers can go out and try to earn some money, now they're taking, those jobs are being sourced out to technology. Another point. So in San Francisco, they have driverless cars. And someone that pointed it out to me, because I had seen them on the road and just never knew what they were, didn't really pay attention to them. But someone said, oh yeah, you know, they got driverless cars in San Francisco. And I'm like, what, driverless cars? I'm like, yeah, you know, I saw Tesla. Elon Musk was trying to do something like that. Some of the Teslas, you know, they can be driverless. They was like, nah, there is actual driverless cars, a gang of them on the roadway. And they said like they got like a little dome on top of the car, and that's how you know it's a personless car that's driving. And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. So the next time that I was in SF, I seen one of the cars and I looked, and sure enough, there was nobody driving the car. And so the car pull over and you'll see people hop in and then the car drive off, right? So now you're going to even see, whereas when brothers out there trying to get money through Lyft or through Uber or any other drive apps, you're going to start seeing those jobs leave and go away because now, hey, they don't need your ass anymore, right? Now, you don't have to worry about nobody declining rides. Hey, that car go and do the pickup regardless. They don't have to worry about paying money out to you. So they already gypped the Uber and the Lyft drivers. Don't give them, I forget the percentage that they give them, but they already robbing them on the rides that they giving. So now, not only are they robbing them right now currently, but eventually you ain't gonna be getting nothing because now they got these driverless cars. So man, y'all gotta pay attention to the okie doke, man, and see what's going on. And hey, we going up against a formidable adversary. And this sucker is playing chess, not checkers. Too many of you niggas are out there playing checkers and not paying attention to the moves that's being made forward. Y'all too busy TikToking and twerking and doing it for the gram when you need to be concerned about seeing and peeping what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? So hey, he said, I'm in Oakland. Oh, okay, Con, right? So yeah, that's going down. And it's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
So like
right?
those
becoming fewer and fewer. Go ahead, Shemai.
Knox said he got a clip of a robot stocking groceries.
Oh, Con, all praises. Let's get that.
Yeah, also I was when I was in Dallas one time, and went to Chick-fil-A because they had a robot come bring us our food. Well, y'all was saying. I'm like, yeah, that was crazy.
All right. And that's happened.
StrongPoint has now partnered with Haloti Robotics and their humanoid retail robot to assist staff with mundane tasks, such as restocking and inventory, freeing up human staff to take care of customers. These are only a couple of areas where the robot could potentially help and support staff. Haloti builds robots from the ground up for safety and human interaction. Working alongside her human colleagues, she is quiet and no stronger than required. Not long ago, smartphones, electric cars, and drones were all considered science fiction. Soon, humanoid robots will become a part of the grocery store landscape, the same as forklifts, trolleys, and laser scanners are today. We believe awesome shopping experiences come down to exceptional service by real people, motivated people, who can spend more of their time helping customers. When the store shuts and the staff leaves for the day, our grocery store helper continues working, even in the dark. StrongPoint, retail technology for a smarter and better life.
You see how they selling it at one? They talking about to help the human counterpart.
Hey, you know what's crazy is that ain't going to help. That's going to eliminate.
Yeah.
They are going to eliminate the human counterpart from. You're not going to be needed. And how Yawasab just was talking about the robot was bringing food to the table. Yo, y'all, man, y'all got to pay attention. Somebody else was telling me about when they went to the movie, they got the robots. It was kind of like a dinner in a movie where you can order food from your seat and they bring out the food to you. She was saying that her daughter almost got ran over by the robot coming down to bring the food. Yo, it's crazy. It's getting real. Hey, we got to pay attention, right? We got to pay attention. We need to start to become self-sufficient, and we need to get more educated on the laws of the land. I don't really want to go into that right now, but we need to become more educated in the laws of this land and how to protect ourselves in different situations. Right? I ain't gonna get in on that. So with that, we got to get the news of the day, right? We got to get the flashback. So I'm going to bring this up. This actually is not that long ago. It happened not that long ago, right? It happened on August 23rd. In 1989. 1989. Shamar, can you read that for me, Baba Kashar?
Okay. On August 23rd, 1989, 16-year-old Yusef Hawkins and 3 friends went to the predominant white Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn, New York, to inquire about a used car for sale. While walking through the neighborhood, the 4 black boys encountered a group of 30 white youths gathered in the street, armed with baseball bats and at least 1 handgun. The white boys set up on the black boys. Yusef was shot twice in the chest and was later pronounced dead at the nearby Medonius Medical Center. Later investigation revealed that a neighborhood girl, Gina Felicio, had recently spurned the advances of a young white man in the neighborhood and was rumored to be dating an African American. Angry.
Hey, so you know what's like it? So the last name make me think that she was Italian.
Yeah.
And so these was probably Italian dudes that did this. But go ahead.
White boys gathered. Angry, the rejected white boy gathered friends to lay in wait for the black boyfriend they believe would be visiting Miss Feliciano. Yusef Hawkins, who had no connection to the white girl, walked into this scene of a racial tension and lost his life. Yusef Hawkins was the 3rd black male to be murdered by a white mob in increasingly racial polarized 1980s New York. Shortly after the slaying, the Reverend Al Sharpton led a protest march through Bensonhurst neighborhood. Residents met the protesters with such intense resistance that one marcher said she had not been through an experience like this since the 1960s. A year after Yusef Hawkins' murder,
has anything changed?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing. Right? Nothing has changed. We still in the same fight, man. I don't know why y'all let your oppressor gas you into thinking that things have changed and racism don't exist no more and we not oppressed. We still fighting the exact same fight to this day. Our brothers and sisters are still getting murked out here in these streets to this day. And like I said, we got news article on top of news article on top of news article that shows it of what's been going on to us. Was you saying, Adawan?
Yeah, some of these government agencies now are trying to pass laws to stop this information from being broadcasted. They're trying to suppress history and change it and rewrite it again.
Right.
It's crazy. So it's nothing new under the sun, right?
Nothing new under the sun. And that's why, at the end of the day, that's why y'all got to prepare y'all minds to be able to endure everything that's going to be coming down. Because, the captain did the class talking about Jacob's trouble. We talk about the classes about enduring. But as bad as things is now, they're going to get worse. And not even just dealing with necessarily the physicality of everything, but dealing with the other things that just weigh down your spirit. That's why the scripture said, hey, he's going to wear out the saints, because it is so much that just wears out our spirits. Case in point, in California, there is a bill that has been passed. There's legislature that has been passed saying that you have to, or you cannot go against the identity that your child wishes to claim. What does that mean? That means if you got a son, you have a son He was born a boy with an X and a Y chromosome. If that young man at the age of 13 says, I think I'm a girl, if you say you ain't no girl and pop him upside his head, they will come and take your son from you. You cannot say anything against what your child chooses to identify as. And there has been cases where people have had their children taken from them. It is happening right now. People's children are being taken from them.
That's crazy.
So these are the things they say, hey, you got to be able to endure. Now, the question is, what would you do? So now you got your kid that comes to you and says, your son, I'm going to use the son. Your son comes to you and says, Papa, I feel like I'm a girl. I want to wear dresses to school. Now you got a choice to make. You're going to either stand on your principles, on the Bible, what the Bible says, or are you going to bend the knee to what this wicked government is saying? What you got, Shamar?
I said mine getting taken. Ain't not come get mine. I'll be damned.
Right. And it's crazy. It's crazy that brothers are presented now with that we have to actually deal with losing our children because we choose to discipline them and correct them and make them live by the laws of the Most High God. Now we become the bad ones. So I'm going to let this play.
Reporter Sophie Flay is here with a look at the measure and how it aims to protect LGBTQ plus youth in this specific sort of legal context. Sophie.
Mark, Colleen, a gender-affirming bill was passed during the California Senate Judiciary Committee meeting today. This bill would classify parents in custody battles as abusive if they refuse to affirm their child's gender identity. We spoke to the California Assembly member who authored this bill.
A new bill introduced by California Assemblymember Lori D. Wilson aims to protect LGBTQ plus youth when family courts are deciding on visitation and custody rights to their legal guardians.
If you have a child going through that system, a judge has discretion, like they do looking at the totality of circumstances related to the health, safety, and welfare of a child to consider different factors. One of the factors, not the factors, but one of the factors would be the parent's affirmation of a child. Of the child's gender identity.
The Transgender, Gender Diverse, and Intersex Youth Empowerment Act, AB 957, would require family courts to consider gender affirmation. This is Wilson's son, Kyron. Wilson is the first California elected official with an out transgender child. This bill would classify parents in custody as abusive if they refuse to affirm their child's gender identity.
And we're seeing that this group in particular is being targeted, and it's
So you are going to be called or labeled abusive if you refuse to call your son a girl. If I refuse to call my daughter a boy, they're going to come and take her from me because they classify that as abusive. This society, this country that we are held captive in is sick.
Yeah.
But they have been trying to destroy our family unit, our family structure. They've been trying to erode since our people was over here in slavery, since we was brought over here as bondmen and bondwomen. They have been trying to destroy the family unit. by any means necessary, whether it's making a son sleep with his own mother, whether it's taking the children from the mother as soon as she has them and sell them off to somebody else, whether it's raping the wife in front of her husband. They've been trying to destroy our family unit. They've been chopping at it. And now little Timmy and his papa, they ain't gonna really too much care. Oh, that's how he wants to express himself. Oh, look at Timmy. Right? They'll go along with it. But the attack, in fact, when you look at TV, whose children do they parade as being homosexual? Ours. Magic Johnson's son. That boy's such a punk.
Man, that blew my mind when I saw that, man. Because I remember from that commercial, before he doing all this craziness, and then I look at him now, I'm like, and Magic have to accept it if he still want to, if he still want these millions and millions of dollars and still kind of want to be on top just a little bit. He got to accept that. He can't go against that.
Want them endorsements. He got to. Selling out. He's selling his soul.
Just like Dwayne Wade.
Just like Dwayne Wade. And you know what's crazy is they had his little faggot son on TV with what's the Barack Obama's wife, Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
I saw that. Yes, I saw that.
A 6'8" cream puff.
Terrible.
Right? Big for nothing. To that comment Knock just made. That boy big for nothing.
What they had in the chat of that big swole dude in heels and a dress.
Yo, the agenda is to demasculate the so-called black man. It's been that. That's why they had us shaving our face. To call us boy. It's to demasculate the black man. Hey, because when we got that beard going, hey, we put fear in them white boys.
Yeah, because Salakia, when like at my job, or at one of my jobs, I had to, when I came into the truth years ago, I had, because we had to shave, we had to be clean shaven or whatever. And I had to go get a damn doctor's note just to put a beard on my damn face. And then they tried to regulate that. Oh, you can't have too much hair here. And I'm like, man, please.
Yeah,
it's the agenda.
Yeah, kind of.
Even when you go into the military, and that's what I would do. I would get a no shave chick. That's what they call it. So you ain't have to shave. We're not supposed to be shaving no way, because then we get the razor bumps.
That's right.
I mean, that just goes to show you that we not supposed to be doing that. I ain't never seen no Edomite with razor bumps ever.
Seen him with a face full of pimples. That's what you seeing with.
That's because they nasty as hell.
I'm gonna let this video rock for a little bit more. In fact, there's only like a minute left.
It's hurtful, it's painful, and recognizing that this is such a small subset of our population. It is a minority part of our population, and we have people who have power who are targeting such a vulnerable portion of our population.
According to the Trevor Project, 45% of LGBTQ plus youth considered attempting suicide in the past year. More than half of them transgender and non-binary. Grassroots organizations oppose this law all over the state, including Los Angeles.
There is no nuance in this bill. It matters not the age of the child, the absurdity of the identity, adopted, comorbid mental health issues, or persistence.
And I'm a concerned parent concerned about mental health of our children, and I am against this bill.
It will be up to the judge to determine how gender affirming or supportive of gender and identity a parent is.
And in today's hearing, there was some discussion about possible amendments to this bill. It will now head to the California State Senate floor for a vote. Sophie Flake, ABC 7.
All right. And so out here in Cali, we got this governor, Gavin Newsom. I can't stand him. He's got to be an atheist. But I mean, nevertheless, this is why, well, I digress. So, talking about enduring. So, like with things like this, we got to be able to endure these, to be able to endure these different attacks that are coming, and they're going to continue to come, and they're going to get worse. They're going to get worse, and they're going to get worse quicker and quicker.
Salakia.
Yep.
So let me back off your point. Just think about it in this perspective of Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed, and it's gonna be worse than Sodom. What we're gonna go through is gonna be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And if you think about it in that perspective, like the Lord destroyed that place.
I got a precept for you if you want it.
Con.
You want me to bring it out?
Con, let's get it.
Con, this is Isaiah 5 and verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. See, that's what's going on right now. The paradigm is starting to shift and flip, where everything that's righteous and good, they're now looking at that as evil. Like us standing out on the corner reading Bibles. That's an evil thing now. You understand? But in the same breath, they can talk about what you just showed on the video. People can be transgender, and you can let a child call themselves whatever they want to call them, and then you in the wrong for correcting them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That part.
Yeah.
It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So our people, the Israelites, you better beware. This is a woe right here. What usually follows a woe is nothing good. There's destruction that is going to come to the people, right? I'm going to drop down to verse 35 of 23. It says, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. See, they justifying and giving reward to the wicked people. This evil thought. In this captivity. And they calling everything good, they calling that bad now. That's evil. It's crazy.
Right.
How you?
No, it's when you're looking at it through spiritual eyes, it definitely is crazy. And this is why the Bible says that we have to come out of her. You cannot walk with the world. What seems wise to the world, what seems correct to them, goes against the laws of the Most High.
That's right.
And this is how you know that this country is not a country, as it says on their currency, on their worthless currency, that after BRICS just had their summit is going to become more worthless. That's something that we can get into, too, that we will get into, is to look at what's going on with BRICS, right? Who in the chat knows what BRICS stand for? I mean, it's so much happening around the world, and our people are not paying attention. Our people got like blindfolders on. And you know, I said it before, but it always makes me think of that movie Seven with that Edomite and Morgan Freeman, where you know you got the one psycho one, and he's killing people, and he's killing them according to like the 7 deadly sins.
Oh yeah, Khan.
Right, and when they finally got him, you know, Brad Pitt is, you know, asking him, is why'd you do what you did? And he was like, oh, well, you know, because in this society, you can't just tell people because they're not going to listen. He's like, you got to hit them in the head with a sledgehammer to get their attention. And that's like our people now. You know, we stand out there talking the Bible, speaking the Bible. They don't listen. And to get their attention, we've got to do drastic things, right? We've got to get the come out with the pictures of, you know, the little Fruit Loop with the devil horns on his head, just to get them to look and be like, oh, you know, and come over and talk. Because if you just see brothers with Bibles, they gonna keep on walking. They're not gonna pay attention. So we got to do things for attention grabbers, and it's even like this on in the social media. If it was women up here twerking right now, instead of us talking about the Bible, it'd be 700 people watching. But because we're talking about the Bible and talking about what it takes to endure, what are we going to have to endure? Our people don't have no attention spans for that. Our people don't want to learn what it means to actually be right in the sight of the Most High, to live a righteous life. Our people don't want to do that. Our people don't want to hear that. Like the scriptures say, they are wise to do evil.
That's right.
God.
Right, and that's right. BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and you've got nation after nation after nation that is starting to join.
That's right.
The United States dollar is going to be worthless, but y'all not paying attention to that though. Y'all more worried about preseason. Y'all more worried about who's the favorite to go and win the Super Bowl. That's what y'all worried about right now. So now, in line with the last news article, Zay, I don't know. You can close my door, please. So in line with the last clip that we just showed, this is something else that California has done. Pisses me off, irritates my soul. But California has made a confidentiality law that states when parents, now you the parent, this is your kid, right? She or he come from your bowels. But now they've made a law to where you may not have access or be able to become privy to certain things that deals with their medical history. Right? Now watch. I'm going to highlight one in particular.
Boy,
Let me
Democrats are the
see.
worst, man.
Glad my days off.
This one right here.
My days
So-
of having kids are over. I couldn't bring no kid up into this society. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy for real. And not just only with the laws that they are making, but then also with the rest of the violence and everything else that's going on. You got our people that's making destructive music, that's making music that gets into the heads of these young kids who are impressionable, and listen to these idiots when 90% of them aren't actually living the life that they're advocating. Or they, back in the day we called them studio.
Studio gangsters.
Right. He's a studio gangster.
Salaki, what
Come on,
about
Adawan.
those? What about those transgender or trans dressed people that's going into the schools now with young children?
Right.
And they actually dressing the part, going into the school and doing dances and twerking for the little kids. Classroom
Exactly.
full of little kids. That's wild. That's crazy.
Madness.
I got
I
another
don't care what you say. That cannot be good for that little kid's mind. It's not good for the little kid's mind. Not just that, but it's opening them up to spirits.
That's right.
A lot of let's get it.
To land me off of what you're saying, it's degenerating our people minds, and we're starting to assimilate with this culture and this understanding, and some of our people playing along with it, going along with it. The same thing happened during the Greek captivity. The very same thing. It happened in the Greek captivity. Revelations 18. Listen to this and listen to it good. Revelations 18 in verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." We need to come out of this country and this world thinking and get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments and follow the Most High so that
That's
we
right.
can endure this to the end. That's the only way we're going to be able to endure. We can't endure it if you ain't in this word. You just going to fall in line and go along with it.
That's right.
This word is what's keeping us from going and assimilating with it and going along with it. It keeps us it's making us mad. We're mad about it. We're looking
That's
at
right.
these like this is wickedness. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." Talking about the United States.
Right.
Didn't they try to put a sanction on was it Ghana or Uganda or something like that for not passing the LGBTQ bill or whatever?
Oh yeah.
They tried to do that. You see how this country think what's right is evil in their eyes, and what's evil is right in their eyes, and they try to project that on all the world.
So like yeah. And to let me off your point, I got a precept. And also to let me off your point, like what's right is what they say is right. You know what I'm saying? And the precept James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. So if you assimilate to this world, you assimilate to this society, you're an enemy of the Most High. And it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. So you do that on your own discretion.
Right. We had to get the yo on that one. Hey,
I
but
thought that was- I'm looking at
what
my
happened?
phone. I thought that was me. I was like, what's going on over here?
But let's get this. Let's get this, Shamaya. So this is dealing with what the parents are able to know, right? So read that for me right underneath pregnancy.
Pregnancy. A healthcare provider is not permitted to share information or records regarding the prevention or treatment of a minor's pregnancy with a parent or legal guardian without the minor's written authorization. What the heck?
Right? So now you have a 14-year-old daughter who decides she wants to become sexually active. And because she wants to become sexually active, she wants to get birth control. You, as the parent, are not permitted to know this information unless that 14-year-old child says it's okay. Your 16-year-old daughter gets pregnant, wants to get an abortion so you don't find out. You are not authorized to any of that information unless your 16-year-old daughter says it's okay for you to know. These are the type of things that we must endure. It makes absolutely no sense why they would prevent the parent from being able to find out unless they want to decrease your parenting ability. Con, we got a clip. We got a clip about the reading. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring that up. But I just want y'all to sit and let that marinate for a second. And so right now it's in California. I don't know if it's in any other state. I don't know if it's gonna start passing in other states.
Democrat states, I bet.
Right?
I see why it's a mass exodus in California. Yeah.
Hey, people is getting up out of here. It's ridiculous, man. But this is a clip about that transgender transformer reading at the school. Let's get that.
It's called SOGI, for sexual orientation and gender identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual.
They said celebrate the homosexual.
Lord have mercy.
A family can be made up in many different.
Make it the theatrical view.
Yeah, tell them to hit that square on the right hand side all the way over. You touch that square, it'll get big. Yeah, right there. There you go.
There it is.
Different ways.
It's called SOGI, for sexual orientation and gender identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle and that gender is fluid. In other words, your gender is not dependent on what parts you were born with, but rather what you feel like in the moment.
There's people that are boys, there's people that are girls. There are people whose gender might be a little bit of both or might even be neither.
Lessons include books about transgender children, such as 10,000 Dresses, and songs like the Rainbow Song.
Gender won't decide the choices we make. Some boys like dressing up, some girls like catching snakes.
The SOGI curriculum started in British Columbia in 2016 and is quickly spreading throughout Canada.
I just thought, who decided that this was okay to teach our children?
Author and inspirational speaker Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson is a leading voice against the SOGI curriculum.
And we are seeing the results of that now, because some kids are reacting very emotionally and saying, and they're in fear. Will I suddenly struggle with feeling like a different gender inside of my body?
Carrie Simpson of Culture Guard, another leading opponent, calls the curriculum nothing short of child abuse.
All those beautiful qualities that make young girls, beautiful girls and women, are being basically vilified. The things that make our boys boys are being, taken from them. So things of equating young men to being strong protectors is something that's now evil.
But Morgan Auger, a transsexual and supporter, claims it's about acceptance, not indoctrination.
Kids that there are gay kids and there are trans kids and there are trans parents and gay parents in our society, and everybody's wanted and desired. After all, that's what our human rights code says, and it's the role of schools to teach the following of our laws, right?
Simpson disagrees, saying she sees SOGI's real goal as
altering our culture from a heteronormative society into one where anything goes, no boundaries, no values, no morals. It's a hedonistic cult, basically, what they're implying.
Another blaring example, drag queen story time. It's happening in Canada and America, where some public schools and libraries invite drag queens, some dressed like porn demons, to read to young children.
And it's a social deconstructionist agenda. They're using children, little 5-year-olds, to accomplish this. And parents are waking up and saying no.
When asked about parents' rights, Auger says,
well, actually, in Canada, parents' rights are limited and children's rights are put ahead. So the child has the right to be protected from the parents when the parents behave badly.
Canada is known as one of the most gay-friendly countries in the world, with many of their largest cities featuring their own gay villages, like here in Vancouver, which has literally rolled out the Rainbow Road.
Most gays, like village resident Dave DiCarlo, support SOGI in limiting parental rights.
The change that we have to see is...
Hold on, pause it. Did y'all hearing this? Limiting parental rights. Who are y'all to say what rights a parent has in raising their own child? This is infuriating. Man, I wish somebody, that spirit started to come on you, man. I wish somebody would try to tell me how to raise my kid. Man, they go get all the black out of me. I'm gonna be. Y'all seen that movie? Y'all seen that movie 40 Years?
40 what?
What is
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
All right, so you remember the part where you got the dude who played MC Hammer in the Hammer biopic. He was the only black dude in the movie. He was in the working inside or he's talking to the sister about trying to sell her TV, and her boyfriend comes in and he's talking to him, and he keep calling him it's like, man, nigga, hook a nigga up and nigga this, nigga that. So, he was trying to be really professional. In fact, the boyfriend was Kevin Hart. And so, he's trying to be professional, and Kevin Hart was like, yo, I'm really not feeling you talking to me like you a white boy, you use all these big words and whoop, whoop, whoop. And so, it got that point where dude flashes and he's like, look, you wanted a nigga here now. Yo, that's how I would be, man, if somebody came up and tried to tell me how to raise my kids, or you can't do this. It's like, yo, I can be professional. I can switch it up. What they call it, code switching. I can switch it up. I could code switch. I can move with the best of them, right? And then, but when you come at me like that, the nigga coming out. Now you gonna see that other side. But go ahead, Knock.
And the kids are doing actually really okay.
This is very scary stuff.
Longtime Vancouver area pastor Kevin Kavanaugh says this is far more serious than most Canadian Christians realize.
Our problem is not the teachers, the educators, the administrators. This is a battle in the heavenlies.
He says Satan is going after their most vulnerable, the children.
And the little girl came home in tears because the teacher had told her, since she was playing with some toys in the class that were deemed to be masculine in nature, that she was likely a boy in a girl's body. The mother went to the school the very next day, and instead of having any sort of tolerance or support or understanding, she was actually called names. She was told that she was a homophobe, that she was a bigot.
With that in mind, Tyler Thompson, Simpson, and Pastor Kevin are spreading their message across social media and in town hall meetings. The pro-gay backlash has been fierce.
And the hatred and the anger and the bullying that came against us, even though we said, we love you, we don't take from you the opportunity and the freedom to live as you choose. We love you, but we do not agree with you.
Pastor Kevin believes Canadian Christians are in a 2 Chronicles 20 moment.
The word was this battle is not yours, Jehoshaphat. This battle is the Lord's.
And the church is beginning to prepare for what it takes to fight for our kids.
The battle between an aggressive homosexual agenda and the faith community here in Canada is far from over. But many Christian leaders say it may be the issue that causes a once sleeping church to rise up and be heard. Wendy Griffith, CBN News, Vancouver.
Yo, right? In disguise. Hey. Yo, you gotta be so careful nowadays, especially if you single. And I'm talking to just specifically like brothers who ain't in the truth. Shoot, even sisters, who necessarily ain't in the truth and ain't, looking for someone in the truth, ain't around people of like mind. It's crazy because years ago, it was before it's at the extent now. Me and my homeboys would talk about, hey, yo, if she ain't got kids, she's suspect. Why you don't got no kids? When I'm in the house, I'm looking at pictures. I want to see kid pictures. I got to see that because
I feel for them in Atlanta, man.
What happened?
I feel for them in Atlanta, man.
For facts.
God,
facts.
damn.
Real facts.
Like I didn't see dudes that look straight like females for real.
Man, it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
These are really scary times that we living in. And then you wonder why, because if they don't want to come out and tell a person and they feel like they don't have to, some of them really feel like that. Well, why should I have to tell them? Right? Some of them really feel like that. Why should I have to tell them that I was born an actual male? Right? It makes no sense. But I was going to show something else, but we're going to dive into it. We ain't going to stay on too long because we already been up here rocking for a good minute. But, I want to show a video where they are trying to, again, legalize pedophilia. But one thing that we can take away from that drag queen video is that the agenda is not just about getting the children to accept homosexuality, or if they feel like they're gay, it's okay. The agenda goes deeper than that, because they're trying to legalize pedophilia. So when you say, why couldn't you just have a man, and I've seen plenty of them that be flamboyant, they got the female voice, they talking all sweet and all sensitive, they sit sweet, everything about them, you just be like, right? You like, come on, bro, right? Why they couldn't just have a man dressed in man's attire who claims to be homosexual read them the story? Why you got to get a flamboyant ass transformer up there for story time? It makes no sense unless there's another agenda to it. And that other agenda is pedophilia. Go ahead, Shemai.
And I think the end goal is to get kids to where they can legally make decisions, so they can legalize pedophilia. So if a child can change their gender at 7, 8 years old, then they can make the decision to have sex with a grown person at that same age, which then would legalize pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Exactly. No, you're right. And so with that, let's get Acts 14 and 22. Because these are the things. Hey, so question for the chat. So you got a 60-year-old man talking about he in love with Joe, and I use mine because I got a 15-year-old daughter, right? You got a 60-year-old man who says he's attracted to your 15-year-old daughter, or I got a 9-year-old daughter too. A 60-year-old man say he attracted to your 9-year-old daughter. What you doing in that situation? How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? I know how I'll respond. I already know what's going down, right? Without a doubt. Hey, I'll go to jail happily. Yo, I just watched a clip of a brother I'll share next week. Police harassing an Israelite. Brother owns 2 homes. They're harassing him because there was a church or something not far up the road where there was marijuana growing. Now, this brother was retired military, right? Owns 2 homes. 2 of the homes was his. The marijuana wasn't found on his property. It was found a little ways up on the church's property. So the cops come over and they're questioning him. They're like, oh, yeah, can I get your name? Woom, woom. And so, anyway, I'll let y'all see the video. But at the end, the point that I'm referencing right now is the cop said, oh, well, if you don't, I'm going to arrest you. He said, well, fine, arrest me then. And walk down off his porch and arrest me. I would be just like that in this situation. If there was a 60-year-old man trying to get at my 9-year-old, arrest me. Oh, man. I'm going to take every charge. Happily.
World without end in the chat said earlier, there's grown men that try to act like little kids in that little fantasy world just so they can get next to them. That's that pedophilia coming in.
Right. And so, but now that's another point. So, like, you are walking a slippery slope. Once you start saying that a person, a male, born a male with an XY chromosome, once you start saying that, well, if he feels he was born a girl, and now we got to go into fantasy land with him, and say, oh, yes, this is a girl, even though all of my natural senses tell me that this is a man. I got to go into fantasy land, la la land with him and playing his fantasy, because that's really what it is. It's a fantasy. I got to go into his fantasy and act it out with him. So now, if they're able to fantasize about being the opposite sex, then who's to say that this 50-year-old dude doesn't feel like he's an 8-year-old little girl? Who's to say? You see the confusion that comes in with Esau. It's all confusion, and it's all fantasy. It's all make-believe. You know, we used to play when we was little kids. Let's make believe. Oh, pretend like I'm this. Oh, pretend I'm this guy. Right? We did that when we was little kids. When I was a boy, I thought as a boy. When I was a boy, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So I don't live in fantasy land anymore. I'm not making up fantasies in my head anymore. Right? Even some of our brothers then still living in fantasy land. When like how I was talking about the studio gangsters, they still want to pretend like they gangster. Nigga, you ain't no gangster. Put the toys down. Stop trying to live out what you see on TV. What did you say, Adawan?
Knox said he got another video of a man acting like a little child.
Okay, Con, let's get it. If y'all research child sex, you will see how perverted their laws are. Hey, Sister L, I'm on it. In fact, I'm finna write it down. I'm finna make a note about it right now.
Yeah, I want to see
I saw
that.
Sister L put that in there. I think we ought to look that up. This is crazy, man. Jeez.
On Craigslist wanting a nanny because he identifies as a baby. After transgender and transracial, we got transabled. Yeah, this one's really messed up. Physically healthy people who feel they should have been born disabled. A man in Great Britain cut off his arm because he felt like an amputee. A woman in North Carolina poured drain cleaner in her eyes because she felt blind. Transgender, transracial, transabled. A grown man posting an ad on Craigslist wanting a nanny because he identifies as a baby. You can't make this stuff up. Ridiculous? Perhaps, but who's to say anymore if that's how he feels? If a man can be a woman because he feels like one, if a white person can be a black person because she feels like one, if a healthy person can mutilate herself because she feels disabled, if a grown man can be a baby because he feels infantile, where does this end? Can a child be an adult because she feels like a grown up? Can a teenager buy alcohol because he identifies?
Hey, so she said if a white person can pretend like they're a black person because they feel like it. What was that chick's name that was working for the NAACP? The white chick.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Forgot her name
I
though.
forgot her name.
Hey, that's the exact. So now y'all playing this stupid game where we playing fantasy. So you had this white chick. Hey, in the chat, do any of y'all know what that Rachel Dolezal, right? That's it. So you had this white woman working at the NAACP, going around masquerading as a black woman. But like she just said, going according to what Esau is saying, if that's what she identifies as, who's to say she's not? You see the confusion? And not.
Identifies as over 21 years of age. Can a grown man attend kindergarten because he identifies as a 6-year-old girl? Can a child spend the day at doggy daycare instead of school because the child feels like a canine? If not, why not? If a kid can be transgender because he feels like a girl, who are we to tell a child he must attend school or obey his parents or refuse him a beer when he orders one? You can't have it both ways. If children have a right to parents providing for them, and a man identifies as a child because he feels he is a child trapped in an adult body, if we're playing by these twisted, disordered, ridiculous rules where illusion and emotions trump objective truth, aren't we violating his rights by refusing him the love and care and financial support every child deserves? Just something for liberals to think about before they push the boundaries of identity politics past the point of no return. When you sacrifice objectivity and reality like transgender, transracial, transabled, transspecies, you get cultural absurdity. And we promise to cover it every step of the way because it has only just begun.
Yay, Handy Manny is on. It's my favorite show. Yeah. I like coloring because it's just relaxing to color stuff, man, and you don't really have to follow the rules because you can color it whatever you want. An adult baby is somebody who enjoys dressing up and acting like a baby, and it could be as young as, you know, you want to be a 6-month-old, or you can go up to 2 or 3 years old. It's whatever that feels right for you. I associate most with being 2 years old because I think it's the best of both worlds. You're young enough to still be able to use a crib and a bottle and diapers and all that stuff.
Trash. That's crazy.
Salakia, Adewanya. Man, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Yeah. That is sick. Listen, we have got to take hold of these laws and teach these laws and commandments to our children, because the world that we are in is totally gone insane. That was crazy. That's all I had to say. Salakia, that's all I had to say. Oh my gosh.
Yo, mental health. You said you got a preset?
No, the precept that you called.
Oh yeah. God, yo, man. Yeah, let me get that.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
All right, so that video just left me down speechless, bro. It said through much tribulation. Yo, that's the wickedness and the foolishness that we got to endure, though. And just like Knock just said, this is why we got to make sure that we instill these laws into our children, because it's a fight. We are in a literal fight. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but it's against principalities, against rulers in dark places. Paraphrasing. We are in a fight. We got to fight. We got to endure. We got to endure the craziness. We got to endure the wickedness. It said confirming. Right? Read that for me one more time.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them.
Confirming the souls of the disciples. What does that mean? That's strengthening. We have to strengthen people because our souls are getting vexed. We are being worn out. We can get up here and we can and ha about this, but this is a serious issue. This is really a problem. Looking at that fat Edomite with a pacifier stuffed in his face, This is a serious problem. And we have to teach our children because the world is not going to teach them. We see what the world is trying to teach them. What's that Trippie Redd? They got a somebody had put it in the chat. I think I may have put it in the chat too. Of that Trippie Redd song. This stupid female. The things that they're rapping about and the things that they're saying. And these are what young girls are looking up to and idolizing. And we have to combat these things because they are what are infiltrating the minds of our children. This is what we're fighting against. This foolishness. And they're trying to tell you that you can't speak against it. They're trying to tell you that you don't have the right to know about the behaviors or what's going on with your own kid. So we have to strengthen the disciples and encourage them to continue in the faith. To continue in the faith, because it said through much tribulation we enter into the kingdom. So we are going to go through these things. We are going to go through these trials. We are going to have to deal with this foolishness that's happening. And it doesn't just stop there because we spoke about Jacob's trouble. We know that it gets worse. We know that it's going to continue to get worse. We know that we're going to come under pressure for speaking against this foolishness. We know that some of us are probably going to get thrown into jail, thrown into prison cells, because we come against this foolishness of this wicked world, against this wicked nation, because we choose not to bend the knee, but we uphold to the laws of our fathers.
I got a precept.
Salakia?
Yeah, I got a precept.
Come on.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. Verse 4. No man that warreth entangled himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. So we have to endure like a good soldier, because the Most High chose us to be a soldier. We don't care about the cares of this society. You know what I'm saying? We only care about pleasing the Most High who chose us to be a soldier. I yield.
Con. Nah, do me a favor. I want to get tribulation in the blue letter. I want to get tribulation in the blue letter. And then let me get Hebrews.
I got a precept.
Con, Adawan, let's get your precept. And Shema, grab me Hebrews 11 and 1.
This is laying me off of what Shema just brought out. This is Jeremiah 1 and 17. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. See, we gotta gird up.
God.
Every brother in this camp has got to gird up. Be ready to speak what the Most High commanded. And don't be confounded or dismayed at who you're talking to's faces. We're going to have to just tell them the truth, right? We're going to have to bring it out in truth and sincerity. Gird up. Don't follow these wicked ways.
That's right. That's right. And so I mean, it comes down to like, is you gonna stand up and fight for the Most High? What are you willing to go through? What are you willing to do?
Precept.
Con. So I want to get this real quick in the blue letter. So that is tribulation. Let's see. There you go. All right. tribulation. Let's get that. All right, so that's the Hebrew word. Was that tasar? Yeah. All right.
Strong's H 6862. Ser. Ser.
All right. And what does it mean? It means the outline of biblical usage, narrow, tight, straits, distress, adversary, adversary, foe, enemy, oppressor, hard pebble, flint. Right. In fact, not we get the word from that Acts 14. I want to get it. I want to get the Greek. Oh, was that the? Oh, is that the one you had? My bad. 14 and 22. My bad. All right, that's the Greek word.
Strong's G 2347. Thlipsis. Thlipsis.
Right. And what does that mean? It means a pressing. Right. Outline of biblical usage. A pressing together. Pressure. Right. Metaphor, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits. Yo. So again, we have to go through pressure. We have to go through affliction. We have to go through distress. We have to go through this oppression to enter into the kingdom. Anyone telling you that you ain't gonna have to go through anything, they trying to sell you something. We have to go through this. And like the precept that Shemaiah pulled out, we have to endure it as a soldier. When I was in the military, I had to endure a whole lot of stuff. I had to endure weather where I was in, they call it MOP level 4. That's in a full-blown gas suit with gas mask on in the desert in 110 degree heat. Inside that MOP gear, it felt like 120 degrees. We had to endure that thing. We got to endure the foolishness of this world. Adawan, you had your precept?
No, I had a precept.
I read it already.
Oh, okay, Con.
When you said who gonna fight for him, the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So the Most High is asking this question. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna do that? Who gonna endure? Who gonna stand boldly? You know, in the face of your enemies. So I yield off that.
Right. This is the video, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. I want y'all to really watch this video and see what is being imprinted into the minds of young women, of young sisters. This is being imprinted into their subconscious.
This is trash.
This is why we have to be aware of what they're watching, what they're listening to. You have to. Go ahead, Knock.
Pig, I ain't never heard that my thing. My queer, yo, green. I'm throwing ass, I'm making the scene. Say, ratchet, but I feel like Kim Kardashian. My good, that's why I stay pregnant. I swallow, I really.
This is the type of bullshit we got going on out here in these streets. I ain't going for that bullshit. Got some real shit for you right here. Let's go.
Era of the great reveal. Tell them that titties and ass no substitute for skill. I know prostitution pays. I chose a different way to use my lips.
She was going in.
They want to be hoes so bad.
Oh, knock what's up?
Why does it keep pausing? Not got that
Got that bootleg in there going.
His broadband is
Take it back a little bit. Knock, take it back a little bit.
It's a thin band.
Yes, you going in, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, but right, and that's the music that they don't promote no more. Right? They don't promote that. They promote that other dumb stuff. No skills, just dumb females saying dumb stuff. She said, my one hole is pink, my other hole is brown.
I didn't even hear that. It was
Yo,
going
she
too
said
fast.
she said her stuff is so good she stayed pregnant.
Jeez.
Yo,
really?
This is what we're fighting against, man. This is what we're fighting against.
Brother Yaquab got a good precept right there. Ephesians 6:13. That's a good
Come on,
precept.
man. You got
I'm gonna
that?
read it here. Yeah, I got it. Ephesians 6:13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore,
That's
having
right.
your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Kind.
That's a good precept. The water
It
that
said
brother
the-
Yaqua.
And right, and we know what the truth is.
That's right.
Right, we know what the truth is. We know what righteousness is. We got to put on that armor, man, to be able to stand and fight the attacks of the enemy. You have to be going over this with your kids so
Right.
they can withstand the attacks of the enemy. Let me get that Hebrews. Let me get that Hebrews 11 and 1.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Right. Acts said that we have to continue in faith. Right. Continue in faith. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Right. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith. What is faith? Right. Let's get a knock. Give me that in the blue letter. Let me get faith in the blue letter. Because faith is the substance. What is it? It's talking about the substance. Substance is your foundation. Faith is the foundation for things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So in having this faith, right? Let's get that.
You and Rebecca, not.
He said the new music today is sick. If it ain't drill music killing one another, it's trash female rap with no substance. That is a fact. Music is trash.
Trash.
Drill music is trash. There's a court case coming up for the murder of a so-called black man who was gunned down in the streets of Chicago in broad daylight and who was filmed fighting for his life, rolling around on the ground. They got this on. Hey, they air out all this stuff, you know, and we done become so desensitized to seeing these things. People just want to pull out their phones and they want to get the likes. They record things. O Block, October 9th. Yep. These brothers' lives is gone. Done. Over. So you know what Esau got? He got a 6-for-1. He got 6 lives for one. Because they went out, they killed this one brother's life, but now 5 of them is washed up. They gone. So actually it's more than 6 lives. Because the brother that they killed, he got kids. Now their lives are destroyed. The brothers who did it likely got kids. Now they growing up without daddies. So do you see the ripple effect from this one rock that was tossed? From this one phone call that was made. And then, back in the day, brothers had the G code. Brothers weren't snitching, weren't telling. I mean, it was always somebody snitching and telling, but they more out in the open with it now. So on this trial right here, all I see is paperwork about brothers telling what's happening. And now they got that eye in the sky. They got cameras everywhere. They got video footage of them brothers driving on their way to where he was at. Not only do they got the footage of them driving, they got the footage of them leaving the projects. They got the footage of them coming out the projects, getting in the cars, hitting the blocks, right? Different photos from the street light cameras. They got it all. And this is done. And then the one who orchestrated it, and he dead and gone. He got popped in Atlanta. Got killed in Atlanta, man. Hey, what you reap what you sow. You sow death. Hey, that death go come back knocking at your door. You reap what you sow, man. And what's crazy is people take our sayings out of the Bible and then they like to, make their little sayings about it. But all these things come from the Bible. That's a law. That's the law of the Most High. Hey, you gonna reap what you sow. You gonna have to ante up. You gonna have to pay up for your deeds. Hey, right? He said killers used to move in silence, but now they want to broadcast everything. Now they got to tell you, I'm the one that hit you.
Yeah.
Or we the ones that got you hit. We got our lick back.
All for clout.
All for clout. Showing out. All for clout. It's crazy. But all right, so faith, pistis, right? That's the Greek word.
Strong's G 4102. Pistis.
Huh. And what does it say? It is conviction of the truth of anything. Belief in the New Testament of a conviction or belief respecting man's what does that say? Yeah, respecting man's relationship to the Most High and divine things, generally with the included idea of the water. Generally with the included idea of trust and a holy fever born of faith and join with it. So what is faith? Faith is a conviction, right? You have a conviction, and that conviction is the substance for the things that you hope for. In fact, not from this same verse, I want you to get me that hope for. Give me hope for in the blue letter. Because we're gonna break this thing all the way down. And then we're gonna jump up. What time is it? Hey, what time is it where you at, Shemai?
9:51.
Okay. Adawan, where you at?
East Coast, 10 minutes to 11 over here.
All right, Con. We go get ready to jump off. All
Strong's G 1679. El Pizzo. El Pizzo.
El Pizzo. All right. What does that mean? Let's get that. All right. It said to hope. It says in a religious sense to wait for salvation with joy and full confidence. All right. So it's a conviction. So faith is a conviction or a belief, which is the foundation for our hope for salvation. Right? This is so when we go back to Acts 14 and 22, and it says that we are supposed to be strengthening the souls of the disciples and encouraging them to continue in faith. That faith, that conviction for our salvation, what we know is waiting for us. Not for everybody, for us. That salvation that is for Israel. Right? Evidence. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, because it's faith that we can say that we are the children of Israel. But we have a conviction in saying that because, one, we believe this book, and based off of the curses, we can, that's the evidence, that's the proof that we have. Also, the proof that when the Bible talks about the salvation, us being saved from our enemies, well, we have a faith in that. We haven't seen it yet. We didn't see any of the miracles that's spoken of in the Bible happen. We didn't see Peter walking on water. Hey, the officer just did a verse of the day where he was talking about Peter and was talking about doubt or disbelief. Hey, y'all got to check that. If y'all ain't subscribed to our TikTok, go subscribe to the TikTok. We do verses of the day, and them verses be hitting. But now, we didn't see Peter walk on water. We didn't see Yahushua walk on water. Hey, but the thing about Peter walking on the water is he had the faith. He saw Yahushua out there walking on the water. Peter was like, yo, I'm going to come out there too. He had faith. Without it, it's impossible to do what? To please the Most High. So we have to have that faith. Right? We didn't see Yahushua giving sight to the blind. We didn't see the demons going to the pigs and go trampling into the water. We didn't see the Red Sea get split. We didn't see when the cloud descended upon Mount Sinai. Some of us might have. That's a whole nother topic. But nevertheless, so it's faith that we believe these things. But, and let me drop back, because we can look at the curses and curses match up, and they match up with our lives and match up with what we're going through and what our people went through, and we'd be like, yo, this book is real. We can look at other prophecies. We can look at the prophecy that Daniel gave about Alexander the Freak and see how that happened hundreds of years after Daniel prophesied about it. We can see that no prophecy has failed that the Most High has given, that all those things have come to pass. And because of that, we have faith in the prophecies given by Isaiah in Isaiah 14:1-2, when it says that we are going to take those that took us captives and we are going to take them as captives. That's faith. Revelation says this is the faith of the saints. Right? We are patiently waiting. Hope. A religious sense to wait for salvation with joy and full confidence. See, we have full confidence that these things are going to happen, that these things are going to take place. So because we have that full confidence, we can continue to endure. We endure because we know what we got coming. Right? I feel sorry for those who have put their hands to the plow and look back. I feel sorry for those who have entered into the truth and missed their old life. Missed the Thanksgiving dinners. Missed the Christmas dinners. Missed the Easter gatherings. I feel sorry for them. Yo, come on with your precept.
Oh, to your point of the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 17, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they were offended. Talking about the ones that came into the truth, put their hand to the plow, and just left, went back into the world. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't endure.
Right. So, man, you know, with that, hey, yo, we gonna get ready to shut down, man. I had a whole bunch of other scripts that I wanted to get into, but I mean, basically, yo, we know that we got to continue to endure, and I want to leave off with this. Let me get 2 Corinthians 4. I want to get 2 Corinthians 4. Give me verse. Oh, I really wanted to go through this chapter. This is a good chapter. Yo, we might have to do a part 2. We might have to do a part 2. Give me 2 Corinthians 4, and let's go with verse 8. Let's just get verse 8.
Con, this is the book of, you said 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians?
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 8. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair.
Hey, yo, we are troubled on every side, man. These things are coming from every side. Hey, it's coming from the schoolhouses, with the Transformers and the reading times. It's coming from the court systems with saying, oh, you have to agree with if your child wants to be a Transformer, and they say that, right? It's coming from the hospitals with them saying that you don't have the right to know about your child's medical history. It's coming from every side, man. We are troubled from every side. We're troubled by the laws, right? The laws get behind us. We're troubled by that. We're troubled on our jobs. We're troubled at work. The job saying, yo, I need you to come in on the Shabbat. We're troubled. On every side, we are troubled. It says, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Let's get 9.
Verse 9. persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed.
Hey, we're persecuted, but we're not forsaken. Hey, the Most High is not going to forsake us, right? Though we are going through this chastisement to get our minds right, to get our head right. Hey, the Most High has not forsaken us. Hey, what does it say in the Psalms? Paraphrasing. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Right? Come on.
For thou art with me.
Say it again.
For thou art with me.
Right? Yo, so because of that, I know, man, I'm going to endure. Hey, whatever it is that's coming down, no matter what they try to do, and they throwing you in jail, man, you better smile, grin, and bear it. You know what you gonna do? Are you gonna cow down? Right? And so, like, you know, if I didn't want to go there, I'm not gonna go there. Right? Read on for me, Adawan.
Con, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua, that the life also Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahushua's sake, that life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our mortal flesh.
Right. You know what? I really do. I want to go through this chapter. We're not gonna do it tonight. I just want to we'll come back to this, and I want to go through it. This is one of my favorite chapters in the book. But let me get Mark 13 and 12. And then we're gonna get ready to close it out. Next, start at verse 9. Mark 13 and 9.
Still book of Mark, chapter 13 and verse 9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. And the gospel must first be published among all nations. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Spirit.
Come on.
Now the brother shall be shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death.
Yo, this is gonna happen. Brother is going to come up against brother, and not just necessarily your blood brother, right? But it could be just a brother of your nation.
Right.
Yeah, come I see.
Right.
Because it was maybe a few weeks ago, it was a brother that shot and killed his own damn brother.
That's crazy.
And the thing about it is, the brother that got killed, he called his wife or fiance and said, "I think my brother's finna come kill me."
Wow.
And that was crazy.
Wow. Where was that at?
Here in Tyler.
Wow. That's crazy. Yo, we got to bring that out next week. Make a note of that. We got to bring that out. Man, we got some things to bring out. Y'all. All right. Read the next verse.
Verse 13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right? We got to keep on enduring, man. You got to endure. You can't give up. You can't become weary in this walk. You can't be like Lot's wife and turn and look back. You can't be afraid of what's coming. You can't be afraid that you blaspheme the Holy Spirit. It's going to be a lot of this that's coming down. And that's why, in the book of Acts, it says, that we're supposed to be strengthening the souls, preparing the people. Hey, if it be the Most High will that we're on this earth, when a lot of this stuff go down, you got to endure it. You got to endure it. Right? But with that, I'm going to yield. Brothers, y'all got anything?
It was a heavy lesson. To understand and see all of the fiery darts that's coming from every angle, all around us.
That part.
And we definitely gotta be here for each. Hey, Yaquab said something. I was getting ready to say that. Be here to build each other up.
That's right.
And pull each other up and stand tall, locked in, tapped in, and ready to do this work together.
That's right.
I propose that Israelites, we should be thinking about getting land so we can live together and grow our own foods and do everything and be separate from this world. We can teach our children and hold each other up. So
like Adawan, it's crazy that you just said that, because I just looked yesterday at some land I was on, and it kind of tripped me out because somebody called me talking about, oh, was you looking at property? I'm like, how the hell are you calling me? I'm looking at the but anyway, so I was looking at land, plots of land, and ducked off away from the city, and being able to buy some land, like you just said, and build on the land. So she was asking me like, oh, what did you want to do? Did you just want to have the land for like camping, or did you want to build on it, or whatever. I was like, oh, I haven't really decided yet, but probably to build on. And so she was saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna have my connect who deals with that more so reach out to you. And so dude actually called me today, but I ain't answered. But that's definitely something that we need to start doing and start looking into, and to go one step further, because us in the world, we are the only people that don't bond together. Like on my block, you can see all of the other nations, like in front of their homes, they have 5-6 cars parked out in front of it, because they're coming together to be able to, be able to stack, save, whatever. They're in the house, but they're doing it right together. Our people don't want to do that. Our people are, I need my own. I want my own. Instead of coming together, putting our money together to be able to build and to be able to get something for us. So we need to be able to come together and purchase some land, and like you said, start building on that land.
Right.
Brothers and sisters of a like mind.
Right.
That's what
Zephaniah 2:1. That's what Zephaniah 2:1 talks about, right? Gather yourselves together, old nation, not desire.
That's right. That's right. So in fact, that's something that we definitely are looking into doing, is buying, purchasing land as we continue to expand and build camps in prospective states. The goal is to build communities for these camps to not just say, oh, we a camp. No, to build a community.
That's right.
Where our people are in that community to buy land. Now, of course, that takes planning. It takes coming together with the Most High all of this can be done. And the thing is, we just got to keep the Most High, first.
That's right.
Keep him in everything.
Con.
Right.
So if anybody in Israel listening to that, you got some insight, reach out to us through email, and we can look into trying to do that, because time's gonna get rough. We need to be together when Jacob's trouble hit.
Yeah, it's gonna get bad.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I had.
But I just gotta stay girded. Don't get complacent. Have a faith and endure. And I got Daniel 7:18.
Let's get it.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Kwame
yo.
You drop an atomic bomb.
All right, y'all. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, y'all.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin.